Very good morning, dear children. Dear children, we were at chapter number 4 of geography, that was agriculture, and we have discussed about the different economic activities involved. Fine, there are three types of activities. First was the primary, secondary, and the tertiary activities. Then, children, we have discussed that this map shows the arable land of the world. Fine, arable land is on the land on which agriculture can be done. Fine, children. Then we talked about different types of cultivations. Fine. Then we have discussed the types of farming. So we have discussed subsistence and commercial farming. In subsistence, we have discussed intensive subsistence farming and primitive subsistence farming, and including in that it is shifting cultivation and nomadic herding. Fine. And after that we have discussed about the commercial farming. It also has three types. The first is the commercial grain farming, then the mixed farming, and then the plantation. So children, today we are going to talk about the major crops. So see children, a large variety of crops, they are grown to meet the requirement of the growing population. Now we have a growing population in the world, so we have to feed them as well. So for that purpose, a large variety of crops are grown. Fine. Now crops are also providing the raw material for agro based industries. Fine. Agro based means the industries whose raw material is based on agriculture. Like if you talk about Lay's chips, so what is the main product? It is potatoes, and potatoes come from agriculture. So that's a agro based industries. Major food crops like children, wheat, rice, maize, millets, they are the major food crops. And jute and cotton, they are the fiber crops. And beverage, what is beverage? Drinking, the crops for drinking like tea and coffee. Now the next is rice. Now these were the major crops we talked about together, and now we are going to talk about rice alone. It is a major food crop of the world, children, and it is a staple diet in the tropical and subtropical regions. So there it's a staple diet. Now it needs high temperature, high humidity, and rainfall. So if you talk about now, I mean today, so which crop is growing? Which crop is grown by the farmers? So nowadays, rice is grown by the farmers. Fine. So it needs very high temperature, it needs humidity also, and it needs rainfall as well. And it grows best in the alluvial and clay soil. Why? Because they can retain water in them. So children, if we talk about our area, that is Haryana, so what type of soil is there? Alluvial soil. So it's fit for growing rice. Fine. China is the leading producer of rice, and after that comes India, Japan, Sri Lanka, and Egypt. Now see, in the favorable climate conditions, where are the favorable climate conditions? Like West Bengal and Bangladesh. Now what happens there? 2 to 3 crops are grown in a year. Why? Because they are having favorable climate. That's the reason. Now we will talk about wheat. Now children, wheat requires a moderate temperature, neither too hot nor too cold, and rainfall just during the growing season, and bright sunshine it required at the time of harvest, because of sunshine only the wheat is going to ripe. Fine. Now it grows best in the loamy soil, drained loamy soil, means the water should not retain. Fine. Well drained soil it needs. Now it is grown extensively in USA, Canada, Argentina, Russia, Ukraine, Australia, and India. And children, you all know in India it grows in winter. Now we will talk about millets. Fine. Now they are also known as coarse grains, and they can be easily grown in less fertile soil and the sandy soil. They are the hardy crops. They need very low rainfall and they need high moderate temperature and adequate rainfall. Fine. Now jowar, bajra, ragi, they are grown in India. Fine. Other countries where they are grown are Nigeria, China and Niger. The next come maize, children. So maize you all know. Look at, do you know? So they are also known as corns. So we use corns. So there are a lot of varieties of corns across the world. Fine. Now maize, children. Now it requires moderate temperature, rainfall and lots of sunshine. And it again needs a well drained fertile soil, means the water should not retain. Then it is grown in North America, Brazil, China, Russia, Canada, India and Mexico. Next comes cotton, children. High temperature, light rainfall it requires, and it needs 210 frost free days, means it should not get wet, its flower should not get wet by the frosts. Fine. So, and it requires a bright sunshine for its growth. Best, it grows best in black soil, alluvial soil. China, USA, India, Pakistan, Brazil, Egypt, they are the leading producers of cotton, and it is the main raw material for the cotton textile industry, obviously. So next comes the jute. Fine, it is also known as golden fiber, and it is again grown well in alluvial soil, and it requires a high temperature. Fine, heavy rainfall and humid climate. Fine. Then comes the crop. The crop is grown in this type of crop like jute is grown in the tropical areas. Fine. India and Bangladesh, they are the leading producers of jute. Fine. So next comes coffee. Now it requires warm and wet climate, and it grows well. It requires well drained loamy soil, means the water should not retain. Hill slopes are very suitable. Why hill slopes are suitable? Because the water does not stop anywhere, it just flows down. So that is more suitable. Brazil is the leading producer, and after that comes Colombia and India. Now comes tea, children. It's a beverage crop and it is grown in plantations. Cool climate, well distributed rainfall, high rainfall throughout the year it requires for the growth of its tender leaves. It requires well drained loamy soil, and it also needs gentle slopes, and a lot of labor is required just to pick the leaves, because they have to pick the leaves of the tea. Fine. Kenya, India, Sri Lanka, China produce the best quality tea in the world. Now children, agricultural developments. Fine. What sort of developments are there? Fine. Now agriculture developments refers to efforts made to increase farm production in order to meet the growing demand of the increasing population. So what all efforts we are putting in the farm production so that we can grow, we can get more yield of the crops. So this can be achieved in many ways, such as increasing the crop area. For growing production we need to increase the area. Then we need a number of crops to be grown. Fine. If we have to meet the demand, we have to grow number of crops. Fine. Then next comes improving irrigation facilities. Obviously the crops will grow well when they will get enough water. So we really require to improve our irrigation facilities, watering facilities. We had to use fertilizers also. to let the plant grow. Fine, then we have to uh, go for high yielding variety of seeds, means the seeds which are going to give us more output. Fine. And the mechanism, children, mechanism of agriculture is the other very important aspect in agriculture nowadays. So you are just using, you might have seen that a lot of new machines and all are used nowadays in agriculture. The ultimate aim of agriculture development is to increase food security. Fine. So we want food security. What does food security means? That everyone in the world should get food to eat. Fine. Now what is food security? Just look here and do you know? Exists when all people at all times have access to sufficient, safe and nutritious food to meet their dietary needs and food preferences for an active and healthy life. So everybody should get food. Now agriculture has developed in different places in different parts of the world. So you all know, you have seen the map before. Developing countries which have large population usually practice intensive agriculture where crops are grown. Now developing countries like India, what do we have? So developing countries like India, they have children, they are doing agriculture on small lands. Fine. So then what happening? Which is subsistence. So large holdings, they are the most suitable for the commercial agriculture, as in USA, Canada, Australia. There they are doing agriculture on very large land farms. Fine. One from India and other from the USA. Let us understand about agriculture in developing and developed countries. So now we are going to see one example of India and one example of a developed country like USA. Only this much chapter is left. Fine. So now children, we will talk about India first. Fine. Now Adilabad in Ghazipur district, there is a small village, fine, in Uttar Pradesh. Now Munna Lal, he is a small farmer and he has 1.5 hectares of land, and he is, you know, houses in the village, and he is purchasing high yield variety of seeds, so that from the market he is getting, so that he can get more, yield. And he is growing at least two crops in a year, which are normally like wheat, rice and pulses. Now the farmer is taking advices from the friends, elders and even from the agriculture officers to how he should increase the yield. Now he is renting a tractor also for the plowing in the field. Now his friends are still using the traditional methods like bullock for plowing and so on. Fine. Now there is a tube well also. He takes rent to irrigate his field. So everything on rent. So Munna Lal has two buffaloes and few hens also. He is selling the milk in the cooperative society, and they are helping him, advising him that this type of fodder should be used for the animal, so that uh, he can get more, products from the animals. He is using artificial inseminations, means for the reproduction he is using the artificial methods in animals. Fine. Then the family is also helping in various activities. Fine. He is getting credit from the bank as well. So when he want to buy high yielding variety of seeds, he has to get uh, you know loan from the bank as well. Now he is selling his produce in the mandi nearby areas, and because he has a lack of storage facilities, so he has to sell the produce in the mandi. Fine. Now government is taking steps to develop storage of food facility. Fine. Then comes USA. Now children, it is very large. Fine. It is larger than any Indian farm. Here the farms are very large. In USA the farm area is 250 hectares. Means the farmers are generally residing there, and they are Major crops are corn, soybean, wheat, cotton, sugar beet. Now Horan, now he is a farmer in Midwest USA and Iowa State, and he is having 300 hectares of land. Now he grows corn on his field after making sure the soil and water resources meet the needs. Now adequate measures he is taking to control the pest and which can damage the crop. Now from the time to time he is sending the samples in the soil testing laboratory to check whether the nutrients are sufficient or not, and the results are helping him to plan for the scientific fertilizer program. His computer is linked with the satellite, which gives him a precise picture of his land. So he's getting the whole land pictures on his computer now. Now this is helping him uh, to use chemical fertilizers, pesticides wherever he requires. He just see from there, and he is using big machines, you can say, tractors, drills, levelers, combine harvesters, threshers, so many things he is using. And grain is stored in a automated grain storage, which is dispatched to the grain market agencies. The farmer in USA, they works like a businessman and they are not a peasant farmer. So this was the end of the topic, children. Thank you and have a nice day.